Traders in the building, what's good, man? I hope you're great. I'm doing good myself. Today, I have a very exciting one. I want to teach you guys how to analyze like a pro because I've seen a lot of traders analyzing their charts. They are complicating things with the Bollinger Bands. Others have indicators on, others they have the robots on, others they have systems on. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, we are all trading the same charts. At the end of the day, it's all pure price action. So whether you come in with a robot or what, at the end of the day, we are looking at the same charts. And if I can make money without having a robot, why do you feel like there is a need for you to have a robot? I feel like people who think like that, it's either they are lazy or they lack information, right? So I want to teach you guys because you follow my channel and I love you so much, and I want to teach you how I actually catch these amazing setups that I always do, right? And I'll start with the gold. Actually, I'm just gonna focus on gold because that's the pair I trade. So the first thing I want to do is I want to open the chart on a monthly time frame, right? And I want to define where are we, or rather, what's currently going on. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend, or are we ranging at the moment? And after defining that, I want to look for my key areas, my zones where price could potentially bounce off there, or where price could potentially reject, right? So now, as we already have determined, we are in a bullish trend because, as you can see, the arrow is going up, and right, so it makes sense to say we are in a bullish trend because price has been making higher highs, right, and higher lows. So the next thing you want to do is to draw a trend line. You draw a trend line, a supporting trend line, right? So you don't just draw a trend line randomly. You connect dot, you connect, right? So you see here, I took it from this touch, I connected to this trough over here, and had you entered on the third touch here, you would have made money, crazy amounts of money, because that move going up, that was probably, let's check it, that was about now that's if you are a what do you call it, a position trader or a swing trader. You would have caught 826 men in pips that you would have caught over there. Crazy. And all you did was to follow a simple thing, trend line. You draw a trend line from the first touch, connect it to the second touch, and on the third touch you enter for a buy, right? So now, after defining this, we go ahead and draw our resisting trend line, because there is a supporting trend line, then there's a resisting trend line, where if you're going to buy at this area, where are you going to take your profits, right? So we focus on that. So I take it from this a pick over there, and I connect it to the next one, and just like that, you can already see that the first touch over here, and then you connect to the second one. Sorry for that. First touch, connect to the second one. Had you entered for the third time, you would have again made money. And now currently we are bouncing off of that resistance. So already by now I'm giving you guys a signal that gold, I am expecting gold to drop at least up to that support, right? Already by now, this is what I'm expecting in the chart. That's what I'm trading now. I'm selling gold, and I'll show you with a screenshot here. Yesterday I took a crazy sale, man. It was so easy to catch, and it was great money on the New York session, right? So now, yeah, after doing that, now the next thing is to draw our key zones, our key areas where you would want to buy or where you would want to sell. So my key areas, I don't look at price where in the past, I focus in the now. So I look at this and I say, okay, we have a resistance at that area, and I draw it like that. That is my key zone, my first key zone. So that is a resisting key zone. Now I want a supporting key zone, and I look over here and I draw it like that, right? So now the reason for this is because price, when it was at this resistance, it kept on failing, and it's showing to fail even now. And price, when it came to this support, it failed for the second time, and when it came here, it wicked just a bit, but eventually it went up. Hence now I like that more than any other zone. So I feel like that's where price could potentially buy again. If maybe I'm going to sell this price from where it's at, this is where I would want to take my profit and wait to see if price is gonna go up, or if it breaks, then I wait a retest and I continue those sales, right? I hope it makes sense. So now I'm done with the monthly time frame. So after doing this on the monthly time frame, what you want to do is you want to go on a smaller time frame, your daily time frame or your weekly time frame, depends however you choose to do it. So let's just go on a weekly. So we go to our weekly time frame and we do the same thing. On a weekly time frame again, we do exactly the same thing. We look for our trend line. Where is our trend line? and we draw our key area zones, right? So as you can see already, what the analysis we had on a on a monthly time frame, they are positive, right? So now we go ahead and draw our key trend lines on this particular time frame. So as I'm looking here again, I see that I can connect this to that, right? So this would make it my first touch over here, second touch, and potentially coming here for the third time, right? That is a trend line that I see on a weekly time frame, right? Remember, on a weekly time frame, each candlestick represents a full week, represents a full 5 days of trading, right? So this candlestick that we are currently seeing here represents this whole week. This candlestick over here, this candlestick represents this current week that we are in. So for this week, we are bearish on gold, right? So if you are trading gold this week, you should be looking for sells for this week, right? I hope it makes sense. So let's go ahead and continue with our video. So now after drawing that, I want to draw my key area zones where I feel like price, when it gets there, I either want to take profit or I want to open a position, and I draw it again. So what I see that there is a resistance over here. We have a resistance that when we broke, we came and supported. Simple rules, man. It was a resistance and price broke it, came to retest, and we bought. And if you had bought in that area, how many pips you would have caught? Let's check it out. You would have caught 118 pips. Imagine, man, that's a lot of money right there. On a weekly time frame, you would have made so much money. Simple rules you're following. Simple thing is just the trend line and a key area of entry, right? So now that we are here again, where is my resisting? Remember, there is a supporting one and there is a resisting one. It's easy. I already have the resisting one. Now this is the supporting one. So it means if price can get to this one, I would expect buys. If it gets to that one, I would expect sells. Unless price breaks, then I want a retest and then I continue with those sells. Simple thing. I do it on all time frames, over and over again. We go on a smaller time frame, a daily time frame, right? And I will go until I show you guys the trade that I took yesterday, how I saw it and how I made money from it. And also I'll post again a screenshot over here so you guys can gain confidence that this thing works. You don't need to have there's no such thing as a 100% winning strategy, man. I guarantee you that. Sometimes I can lose 5 trades in a row and win only 2 and still be profitable, right? Because I understand risk management. The thing of guys saying there's a 80% winning strategy, I don't argue against it. However, there's only 2 probabilities in forex, meaning it gives you as a trader a 50-50% chance of either winning or losing, because you either buy and wait and be correct and make money, or you bought and you were wrong and you lost money. Simple as that. There's no other probability. 2 probabilities. It's a head and a tail. So I believe that you don't need to have a strategy that wins every time. You just need to have a strategy that you understand, that you can practice each and every time, right? So now we are on a daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, again, I look for the same things. Where is our trend line? So you forget the price previously, you zoom in because you want to focus on a daily time frame. Okay, I do see here, I can say maybe starting from here, we did have a trend line, right? Which we just previously broke, if you notice. Okay, how did you draw it? What are you seeing there? Let me show you guys. This is the first touch. This is the second touch. Had you entered here or here or here or any of these areas, eventually you would have been correct and you made money, and price currently broke. That's a trend line. So it doesn't need to be clean each and every time. Remember, the lower you go on time frames, the more complicated it gets because there's more noise on smaller time frames. So I do encourage you guys that if you are trading this strategy, always look out for higher time frames. And if a higher time frame says we are at a resistance, then you go in a smaller time frame and you enter for yourselves. Simple as that. You use your higher time frame to determine direction. You use your smaller time frame for execution of trades and monitoring of them. So now, after drawing a trend line, we want to see where is our resisting trend line, because there's always going to be 2, right? Well, not every time. It depends. So here we go. We have another resisting trend line. I drew it from this one. Second touch, had you sold there, you would have made great amount of money. Had you sold there, again, over there, you would have still been profitable, right? Simple things to follow. And now, after drawing the trend lines, we want to look for our key areas, key zones. Easy. Again, you look at where price likes to stall the most. Where did price get? Where was which area did price get, and it showed to fail to break that area, or it showed to be indecisive as soon as it got to that area, right? So I look at here and I draw like this. And my reason is, this was a resistance, right? A resistance. And as soon as we broke this resistance, we came to retest and we bought. And had you bought there, you would have made crazy amounts of money. And let's check how much you would have made. It's simple, man. You would have caught 54 pips in profits. Imagine. Nobody can give you that, man. 54 pips, and now you add your lot size. If you're using 100 lots, a standard lot, you would have made 540,000 US dollars. Yes, that's how much it would have been. I'm sorry for that, right? So now, after drawing your key zone, you want to also check your resisting key zone, and this is what I see. This is what I see. Obviously, here I drew it from this, and I'm sorry. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I drew it from this, and had you entered here, obviously you see you would have been spiked out, unfortunately, because this it probably was a trade for those who are trading using a trend line. And if you're using SNR, unfortunately you could have gotten spiked out unless you would have had a bigger stop loss, right? And so after doing this, the same thing, you go in a smaller time frame. So now, before we go there, tell me guys, where are we currently at? Because now that's the thing about me. When I trade, I don't say where we could go, I say where are we currently. And me looking at this is, we come from a trend, a short-term trend, which is bearish. No, we are in that trend. We don't come, we are in that. And we just broke an area of sensitivity. We just broke a resistance that when it was broken, it came and supported, and it was failing. Price was failing to break this area many times. Price just broke this trend line, and price again just broke now this support and resistance. What does it say to me? You go back to your monthly time frame. What was the signal? Bearish. What did I say to you? I am looking for sells in this market. And what is gold doing currently? It's selling, right? So now, on a daily time frame, I'm done analyzing. So the time frame, the smaller I go now, is I'm no longer analyzing. I am now looking for entry points, right? So my entry points, I like to take them on a 15 minutes because I don't hold my trades, rather I scalp them. So I go on a 15 minutes time frame, and I look for structure over there, right? And if this video, guys, doesn't make sense, do comment down below, and I will try to make it make sense, right? I will really try to make it make sense. So now, I said I was gonna show you about my trade of yesterday. Let's do like this. So yesterday, this is what was happening, and I will show you guys. Price, let me do like this. This was the trend line that we had over here, right? And price broke that trend line. So when price broke that trend line, you notice here, when price broke that trend line over here, it then signaled bearish. It came to retest, and we saw sells going down, right? And so where did I enter? My entry was over here. I drew this saying, okay, this is my key area. This support over here is my key area of sensitivity. So if price breaks that area, I will wait for it to come and retest, and on the retest I want to sell. And exactly that's what I did, man. When it came for that retest, I took an entry, and damn, man, it was a good trade for me, right? But now let's go ahead and let me show you guys how you can react now currently to what price is currently doing now. Currently we are in a New York session. I think it's a London and a New York overlap. Yeah, it is. It's London and New York overlap. So again, this is what I do. Let me delete this one because it's causing a lot of noise. I draw my key area on this time frame. Check that one. Already you can see that if you knew that this is an area where price resisted, right, first time, and came for the second time, resisted, and then you tell yourself, should price break this area, I am looking for sells. And guess what? When price broke that area, it came to retest, you took those sells, and you are currently running in profits. And I just took this sell, by the way. No, I didn't take this sell. I took buys over here, and as soon as I saw that, man, I was in a losing trade. I closed, and I made $12 from that. Unfortunately for me, I didn't hold because I saw price was about to go bearish, and I was like, what's the point of holding a trade that I see clearly is going to lose, right? And I'll post a screenshot again to show you guys that I'm not lying to you. I was trading just about I think it was an hour ago, right? So now what am I looking for? This is me, and I'm gonna show you if I take this trade. By the way, this is a signal. If you are looking at gold currently now, this is what you should do. This is just as simple as it gets, man. You look. This is the only thing you should look out for. Await a retest on that support and sell, because if you had waited a retest on this particular support when it was broken resistance, you would have made money. So why wouldn't you apply the same rules on this one? Simple thing, man. You wait for price to go back there, and then as soon as it gets there, you sell. And that's how you make money in trading without having to complicate yourself, without having to think you need to have a special strategy. You don't need a special strategy, man. Every strategy works. Let me repeat this one. Each and every strategy, it works. Whether you're using moving averages or whatever, it works. But understand one thing, that you are going to lose money in every strategy. That days when you are going to lose money. The trick here is, when you lose money, make sure you lose small. And I'm going to teach you guys on the next video how to catch your losses early and let your winners run. You make sure you lose small so that when you make money, you're able to recover those losses and even make big profits. So guys, if you're watching up to this far, I'm assuming you found value on this video. If you didn't, again, comment down below what you found that it was not necessary, or maybe the audio was not good, or maybe the video was not clear, anything at all, man. Or maybe you want to give me a compliment, do that, man. It takes time to make these videos. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back for another video, because there's more content coming to the channel. I love you guys. Yeah.